They did not fall because one enemy was stronger. They did not fall because of one bad emperor, one invasion, or one single mistake. Rome fell because power changes people, and people change empires. At its height, the Roman Empire controlled lands from Britain to the Middle East, ruled over tens of millions of people, and possessed an army so feared that its very name could end a war before it began. Rome believed itself eternal. Its citizens believed the empire would last forever. And yet history had other plans. This is not just the story of an ancient civilization. This is a warning. Because the same forces that built Rome into the greatest empire the world had ever seen are the same forces that slowly tore it apart. Ambition, greed, pride, and the belief that power, once achieved, can never be lost. Rome began as almost nothing, a small settlement along the Tiber River, surrounded by enemies who were stronger, richer, and more advanced. According to legend, it was founded by Romulus in 753 BC, a man raised by a wolf, a symbol that perfectly captured Rome's future identity: ruthless survival. In its early years, Rome was ruled by kings, but the Romans quickly learned to fear absolute power. They overthrew their monarchy and replaced it with something radical for the ancient world: a republic. Power was divided, leaders were elected, and no single man was supposed to rule alone. This system created discipline, loyalty, and an intense sense of duty to the state, values that would fuel Rome's expansion for centuries. War made Rome strong. Unlike its enemies, Rome learned from defeat. When it lost a battle, it changed tactics. When it faced a stronger army, it adapted. Roman legions were not just soldiers. They were machines of coordination and endurance. Step by step, Rome conquered the Italian peninsula, then turned outward. Its greatest challenge came from Carthage, a rival power that nearly destroyed Rome during the Punic Wars. Hannibal crossed the Alps with war elephants and crushed Roman armies again and again. Any other civilization might have surrendered. Rome refused. In the end, Carthage was destroyed, and Rome emerged as the dominant power of the Mediterranean world. Victory brought wealth, slaves, and territory, but it also brought inequality. As Rome grew richer, the gap between the elite and the common people widened. Powerful families controlled land, money, and politics, while ordinary citizens struggled to survive. Corruption spread quietly through the Republic. Loyalty shifted away from the state and toward ambitious individuals who promised protection and reward. The system that once protected Rome now struggled to control it. Julius Caesar rose in this moment of crisis. He was a brilliant general, a master politician, and a man who understood power better than anyone else of his time. His conquest of Gaul made him incredibly wealthy and deeply loved by his soldiers. To the Roman Senate, he was not a hero, he was a threat. When ordered to give up his command, Caesar made a choice that would echo through history. He crossed the Rubicon River, an act of open rebellion that declared there was no turning back. Civil war followed and Caesar emerged victorious. He became dictator for life, a title that shattered the very foundation of the Republic. In 44 BC, Caesar was assassinated by senators who believed they were saving Rome. They were wrong. His death did not restore the Republic, it destroyed it completely. What followed was chaos, betrayal, and bloodshed, as Rome tore itself apart from within. Out of this violence emerged Octavian, Caesar's adopted son, a man who understood that Rome no longer needed the illusion of shared power. He became Augustus, the first emperor of Rome, and with him, the Republic quietly died. Under Augustus, Rome entered the Pax Romana, a long period of relative peace and stability. Roads connected distant provinces, trade flourished, cities expanded, and Roman law shaped daily life across continents. At its height, the empire ruled over nearly a quarter of the world's population. From Britain to Egypt, Rome was not just a state, it was a way of life. And yet beneath the surface, cracks were forming. Power corrupted the empire from within. Some emperors ruled wisely, but many ruled through fear, excess, and cruelty. The army became more loyal to gold than to Rome itself. Economic strain grew as the empire relied heavily on slave labor, weakening innovation and productivity. Heavy taxes crushed the population, while political instability became the norm. The empire was too large, its borders too long, its enemies too many. Rome was still powerful, but it was no longer united. The fall of the Western Roman Empire did not come in a single dramatic collapse. It came slowly, painfully, and almost quietly. Invasions by barbarian tribes were not the cause, but the final symptom of a system already broken. In 476 AD, the last emperor of the West was removed from power. The empire that once ruled the known world simply faded away. And yet Rome never truly died. Its eastern half survived for another 1,000 years as the Byzantine Empire. Roman law became the foundation of modern legal systems. Latin shaped the languages of Europe and the Americas. Roman roads, architecture, and ideas still influence the modern world. Every republic, every constitution, every debate about power and governance carries Rome's fingerprints. The Roman Empire reminds us of an uncomfortable truth. No civilization collapses only because of enemies at the gate. It collapses when it forgets the values that made it strong in the first place. Rome believed it was eternal. History proved otherwise. Empires fall, but their lessons remain, waiting for those willing to listen.